It's so peaceful here in Mexico. I said it's so peaceful here in Mexico. You know what, stop it. Check, go, check, go, check, go. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Kicking Haas. 3 races to go. Today we're in Mexico for the Sergio Perez Grand Prix in Mexico City here. And, well, a really good home race, wasn't it, for Sargeant? Second in the end in a bit of a mixed conditions race, which is a big step forward for him as well, to do well in a race that did contain rain and mixed conditions just generally. So, yeah, looking good there. He is still maybe in contention to get Carlos Sainz for third. But realistically, if he can get fourth, we can get fourth in the constructors. I think that's a very good season for us, considering what we're expecting coming into things here. Now, only been a couple of days between the 2 races, so there's nothing new on the car. We do have, you may have noticed there, a development point to add to Sargeant, and I think we will throw that into a... let's go with smoothness, I suppose. Yeah, so we'll do that, and there's nothing really to confirm on the, or to show you on the start front either. Let's have a look at the track, shall we? We have a dry race, which is always a nice relief for me to see. Circuit map, we can see there for qualifying. Red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3. Sections by speed. A little bit, it's like a little, like a baby Austin, isn't it? Lots of fast, some try that again. Some fast speed corners, some slow speed, and lots of long straights as well. You need high top speed and low speed cornering, which we do have to a point. Safety car, always a safety car here apparently, and it'll save you about 10 seconds in the pit stop if we get it at the right time. Expected strategies is a 1-stop. You could do it 2 if you're desperate, but I suspect 1-stop will be the way to go. The soft tyre is 8/10 faster than the hard tyre, and about 3/10 faster than the soft tyre, and degrades fairly quickly, but not too bad. Last year, K-Mag 2nd and Sargeant 7th. If we could move Sargeant up to 2nd and get Crawford into 7th, I think we'd be very happy here. Historically, it's a Red Bull race, so Perez won here last year. I think they have just stopped partying about that once. So that is that. What are our expectations here? Let's have a look. Reach Q2. We really should be doing that, shouldn't we? Finish in the top 8, let's go with that, and we need a finishing position of a car in the top 10 for the last 3 races, and if we get someone in the top 10 today, we'll get ourselves $341,000 US for that as well. So let's go to Mexico, and there we go, confirmation of the dry race weekend. I'll do some practice and I will see you for qualifying. Alright, so free practice is done, and it was an absolute demolition derby. There were so many crashes, and amazingly, I mean, our guys crashed, just not into anybody else. So, if we have a look here, you'll see who caused crashes with the penalties. 15th for Crawford, 18th for Sargeant. Again, used engine parts and whatnot are going to contribute to this. But look at this. Leclerc, Perez have also got penalties from FP2. Just ignore where we are there. It doesn't make for great reading. You can see, look at how many cars here just didn't do many laps either. And then FP3, again, look at the penalties for crashes. Leclerc and Norris have got them as well. Ricardo, Mick Schumacher, and our boys, clean as a whistle, 17th and 19th. At least they didn't crash. At least they didn't crash. So we can see the setups here. Do we have a better setup for Sargeant? No, I really struggled to find setups just because there was some of these like virtual safety cars coming in and out all the time. It felt like, and all that kind of stuff. So it was a little bit difficult to find a good setup. But I'm thinking probably a lot of people are going to be in the same boat. So let's see how Q1 goes. Alright, now we are coming back for Crawford. Sargeant is safe. He's up there in 5th, did a good lap. Crawford, I think, may have got blocked, but there has been a crash down in turn 1, which I think may have... see, there's the cars there. So I think what's going to happen is that we're going to be screwed here and out, because he's going to have had to back off, and that's going to ruin his lap. Has he done Sector 1 yet, or is that... He must have. We'll get an idea, I suppose, but... I think he's been very, very unlucky that Giovinazzi, and I suspect Russell, it was a Mercedes, I think, wasn't it? Have crashed, and it's going to have ruined Crawford's lap and put him out in Q1. Is there any chance? No, that's really unfortunate for Jack. So eliminated, he's a little short on gearboxes, so we might, again, look to take some penalties. I mean, there's plenty of penalties around him, but Sargeant is right up there, so that's good. Let's see what he can do in Q2. Alright, so here we go. Sargeant on a used set of tyres is currently P4. Now, there is a lot of traffic, just generally, I don't know, everybody seems to be tripping over each other. It's been a really weird free practice and qualifying so far. But new set of tyres now. Let's see what he can do. The reason, if you do wonder why I do the first run on used tyres and the second run on the new tyres, is basically I want to try and save a set so we have a fresh set of soft tyres for the race. But when we go out for our first run, cars come in and out of the pits all the time, so it's difficult to know if we're going to get held up or not. Whereas the last run, you can be fairly confident nobody's going to be in your way because everybody's doing a hot lap. So it just makes it a little bit of a safer bet to use the new tyres then. But we've done a green sector, a mystery sector, and we go 5th. So we are through. And through with Norris ahead of us, a penalty as well, ahead of Leclerc. So, yeah, well, we'll see what we can do in Q3. Alright, so on a used set of tyres in first run, we were 5th. 6/10 down on Verstappen, but only 2/10 or so down on Gasly in second. Now, we're ahead of Leclerc, who seems to be having one of those weird Red Bull days where they're very slow. We've seen Verstappen have a few, and I'm wondering if Leclerc's coming towards the end of engine or gearbox or something like, and that's what's slowing him down. But we've done a green first sector with Sargeant. Now, Norris will be behind us anyway because of his penalty. And there's not much else on that tower there that is green. Can we do a good second sector here? We can. Now, not purple, so we're not on for pole here, I don't think. But can we go and get Gasly and start on the front row? That would be a very, very nice situation. Here we go. Logan Sargeant crosses the line, and it is 4th. Still, second row of the grid. We'll take that. So ahead of all the penalties, it's going to be a jumbled up grid back there, isn't it, after you get to us? But we can race from there, as they say. Look at that, only a 1/10 of a second away from the front row in the end. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so it is 4th and 15th for Crawford. I wonder, his gear, he didn't really have any other gearboxes, so we might take one. It'll drop him back to the back of the field, but it'll mean he'll get to the end there, no problems. And if we're starting last anyway, we're okay for engines, and I think we're okay for ERS as well, aren't we? Yeah, we're absolutely fine there. So, alright, what do we want to do in terms of strategy here? It's a one-stop, realistically. Can you do soft-hard? You can do soft-hard. So if you can do soft-hard, can you do hard-soft? I mean, it would suggest yes, wouldn't it? And be a little bit quicker at the end of the race. We have a medium tyre. If we need to come in with a safety car, we should be able to do 30 odd laps on a medium, I would have thought. If we were to just experiment with that, how far can we go? Yeah, we can do about 35 laps on a medium. So any sooner than that, you couldn't really do it anyway. So yeah, that's fine. If we do get a safety car about halfway through, we can come in. So I like that, and I think I might actually like that strategy on both cars, if I'm honest. So yeah, let's be fast at the end, shall we? I think that works best. All right, welcome back. I'm trying to see. It looks like mediums. Are they yellow side tire walls? I think that we're seeing there. We'll get a better idea here. So medium, medium, medium. So yeah, Crawford and Sargeant, they do just need. Of course, the easy way to do this is just click up here and see what everybody's tires are. Yeah, we are the only two hard runners. Now there's a lot of medium, which will be it was medium hard, wasn't it? So they're not even going to use the soft tire at all. So yeah, we just need to stay with it. As I've said, it was in Austin, wasn't it? And I've said it a few times. We just need to stay in the race. If we stay in the race on our hard tyres, it's going to come back to us massively at the end. They're all going to be on aging hards. We're going to be on some nice juicy softs. And it should... what should be like taking candy from a baby. I don't know about Verstappen. Is just absolutely rapid. He is so much faster than everybody else right now. It is a little bit ridiculous. But second place, again, as always, if we stay on the track, which is not always a given, but second place is definitely on the cards for us. But we need to get to our soft tyres in a good position, having raced a good race to that point. Crawford, could Crawford score points today? How's he going here? He's in the train, which is all we can really ask. Now, this track has the 3 DRS zones. There's one here, one down the front straight, one down, I'd say, the back straight. It's more of a side straight, isn't it? So the fact that we've managed to stay with them here should mean DRS will now sort of keep us with cars that aren't massively quicker than us. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful here. We've done a good strategy, and we're going to have a solid race. We've got a yellow flag, and it is someone spun there. Giovinazzi, is it? No, Russell. But our guys are all facing the right way, so that's the main thing. Alright, now it is a very long race in terms of laps, 71 laps, but Carlos Sainz had a little bit of a spin, so that's opened up a gap behind us, and DRS is keeping us in this. I mean, Verstappen's gone, forget him. We're kind of all racing for second. It's like real life, isn't it? But it's keeping us in this battle, is DRS. You can see we just keep coming back at them. Crawford is back there in the Mick Schumacher train. There's not too much he can do about it because he's in that DRS train. I'm wondering if we harvest him a little bit, but what I don't want necessarily... we're in a train. We could, because multiple cars have crashed. Now, it's too early for us to pit. But are we coming back for a safety car here? It doesn't look like we are. So who has crashed? Russell's got a penalty.
Like there's been contact.
So what's happened on this one?
Now look at this.
So it is behind. It's behind Crawford, and Russell's going to go up the back of Denny Rick, is he? Yes, he is. There we go. So not a great day for Russell, is it? So yeah, this one's a little bit of a Monaco race, if I'm honest. Everybody's sort of game of follow the leader right now. We have charged up Crawford's battery a little bit. Oh, and never mind, he's about to take everybody out. Safety car. It's too early for that, Jack. You've got to wait till I tell you to do that. Unbelievable. Well, that's a penalty. Is he in the race still? I suppose as now he's out.
Contact.
Idiot.
It's chaos on the track. All
right. Well, we don't need to see it, do we? We all saw what happened. Now, like I say, it is too early for us to come in and stop. We won't get to the end. Some cars may actually come in and put a hard tyre on to go to the end here. We'll see who that is as Bottas is in. Yeah, so there's going to be a few people doing this. But that just means they're going to be on older, harder tyres. We're on our softs as far as I'm concerned. Alright, safety car should be coming in this lap, though we are right behind it. There we go. Verstappen, when you're ready, mate. We are ERSing. We're going to try and stay with these guys again, if we at all can. The one good thing about Crawford being out is that I can just concentrate on the one car, really. You can see there's been quite a few guys come in for the hard tyres. I don't think they're going to get to the end, and if they do, they're not going to be in much of a state, I wouldn't have thought. They may need to stop again anyway, so... yeah, not convinced that strategy is going to work for them, but time will tell. We've got a very annoying Carlos Sainz on our outside just at the moment, but I think we've just about seen him off. And yeah, this is just now all about staying with Gasly. If Gasly can stay with Verstappen, all the better. It's a massive 2 laps, isn't it, to try to get to DRS. And if you can, I think we showed in that first stint, it's impossible to get away here. It really, really is. So yeah, we just need to try and make sure that's what's happening. And yeah, look, we were about 10 laps short. If Crawford could have held off his kamikaze act for 10 laps, we could have looked to come in for a medium to go to the end. But anyway, it looks as though we are going to be within DRS. Now, can Gasly stay with Verstappen? That's the real question here, isn't it? He is just outside a second behind him. So it might not quite work out for us. Go on, Pierre. Catch him, mate. Catch him. Otherwise, he's gone into the distance again. We're not going to, are we? We're just 2-3 tenths outside of where we need to be. But DRS will come online. We're going to be stuck up behind Gasly here. And hopefully... well, second might be on the cards if we're extremely lucky. Don't you crash. Alright, so everybody is coming to the pits. Why would you come into the pits 3 laps after the safety car? I saw Gasly come in the lap prior, and I thought that was a bit weird. I didn't know, obviously, in this view, maybe he'd got a bit of damage or something. But we find ourselves now leading this race, albeit on a hard tyre. But, yeah. This suddenly just got very interesting. These hard tyre runners that are with us are going to be absolutely stuffed at the end. As there's another big crash. Now, is this... What's happened? It doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car. This is getting to the point where it could be doable to go onto a medium. Ocon has crashed. What have you done there, Esteban?
Now have a watch of this.
Is he going to Crawford and miss the back of... oh, he's done a Crawford. He did his best to take him with him. Just couldn't quite manage it. But that's not really our problem. So that's... one Alpine out of the way for the race, and yeah, we will just keep doing our thing and hope that it works out for us. We've got Norris and Bottas behind us, but the gap we're looking at is probably getting closer back to Verstappen there, as we have lost the lead. But again, we've just got to we've just got to stay in the DRS there and we'll be absolutely fine. Has Norris has spun, has he? Something's happened to Norris. He went past us and suddenly he's 7th. So,
it's a race position gained from
yeah, well, this is interesting. This is turning into a very interesting race. The gap to Verstappen right now is about 16 seconds, which is not enough for us to come out in front, but he's going to have old tyres at the end. We're not. We're going to have these nice juicy softs I keep talking about. And, yeah. Well, could we get... Never mind one more podium before the end of the series. Could we get a race win today? Alright, so we've got a problem, and that is that Bottas has just dropped us. Not really sure. It happened very, very quickly. I don't know if Sargeant had a bit of a mistake. But suddenly he's 2.5 seconds up the road, which is not great, if I'm honest. Maybe it's just our tyres just starting to really hit a bit of a tough spot, but yeah, it happened. So I didn't have time to respond. It's like we were in DRS suddenly down the front straight. We weren't. Must have had a really bad sort of through this stadium section, and we lost DRS, and then but we didn't have it to pull us back down these 2 straights, and he was gone. So look at that, we're second and a half, almost a lap slower all of a sudden, and we've got Ricciardo all over the back of us too. It looks like we went defensive there. So we're getting towards the pit window. Yeah, we're just waiting for the soft tyres. I forget what I said the pit time stop loss was, but it's usually about 22 seconds, so it's 26 seconds back. So we'll come out around about Lance Stroll. It's going to be a lot of cars to come through is perhaps the issue, but we're going to have a few laps to do it. And if we get another well-timed safety car, who are we looking at for that? Stroll or Mick Schumacher perhaps? Then that would obviously help us massively in terms of getting a win, if not a podium. But pit window entered. It won't be long now. Oh, Sargeant has spun! He spun in the final corner and he's thrown it all away. Yes, he had a queue of cars behind him, but you didn't need to do that. He's probably damaged the rear wing as well. And is this going to be double retirement? Ah, Logan, will you ever learn, mate? No, there's no damage to the aerodynamics. So, he's okay on that front, but... yeah, I mean, he could have done without bringing his own safety car out there, to be honest. But he's down to 8th, behind Verstappen, behind Norris and Russell. I mean, these guys are all going to have to stop again, I suspect. Maybe not Verstappen, but that is just thrown it all away. Alright, well, we're going to be coming into the pits this lap. We're expected to come out in 16th now instead of behind Stroll. We could well be behind Mick Schumacher. And... oh, it's such an own goal, isn't it? Such an own goal. So we are 15th on a soft tyre. I mean, we have a big tyre advantage. We'll get a sense of how big it is once we get a couple of flying laps going. But, yeah, just absolutely stupid stuff. We're going to harvest. The reason for that is that there are others coming into the pits. But Norris has come out in front of us, so... I mean, it just is what it is, isn't it? Alright, let's go deploy. We're going to have a crack at fastest lap here. Hopefully we get it. Norris has come out on a medium, which is an interesting strategy. We've done a purple sector. Oh, he spun again. Jesus Christ, Sargeant.
Just focus on the house.
I mean, make a mistake once, then fair enough. He's done literally the exact same thing. Oh, I mean, look at this. He's 2 seconds a lap faster. He's already done the fastest lap of the race. And he's done it with 2 spins. He's 13th with 2 spins. I mean, he could well come back and score points here, you know. And he should have been on the podium today. He really should have. Alright, so we are just stuck in a little bit of a train here, a DRS train. What I'm trying to do is harvest the battery as much as possible. We're going to need, the fact that we're in a train, we're going to need our ERS to get us past cars, I think. So, one more lap as Norris is overtaking. Norris is on fresh tyres as well, so we don't really want him to get away from us too much here. But he's on a medium, albeit a newer set of mediums. So, yeah, DRS is going to keep us in the train, and then maybe one more lap of this, and then we've got to get some overtakes done here. I think Vettel's the front of the train. and that is P8 right now. Whoa, we just saw somebody crash right in front of us. Is it a safety car? I want to deploy if it's not. It was Sonoda, I think? Yeah, Sonoda's coming to pit. Right in front of us. He just locked up, went straight ahead. But we are now deploying with Urs. We go past Giovinazzi. That's us back into the points. And, yeah, now we've got to try and deploy ourselves up to the back of Norris and Vettel in front of us. Then there's a little bit of a gap to Leclerc. But, yeah, I mean, we should comfortably be the fastest car on track. I don't believe anybody else done a purple first sector as well. Yeah, so Sonoda's coming and put on softs after his crash, but he's irrelevant after doing that. So yeah, if we can get Norris here before he has DRS to Vettel in front. I don't know if he does. We've done fastest lap, have we? I think. Maybe not. And we have got that move done on Lando. Now we need to go and get Vettel, and then we can look to track down Leclerc in front. And he is then in a battle all the way up to those hard tyre runners that are a little bit knackered right now. Where's the tyre life here? There it is there. Yes, I mean, look at these hard tyre runners on very, very old tyres. They should essentially be very easy pickings for us. But we're getting the battery is now empty, which is not ideal. But yeah, we could race back to the podium here, you know. Yeah, because Ricciardo in third right now is on a very old hard tyre. And that could be gettable for us. He did a 21, we did a 19. Norris is not going away, is he? So we were 2 seconds a lap faster than him. Norris, go away, man. Just go away, Lando. Let's deploy. Let's just... Ah, don't get back past me, you muppet. Come on. Come on.
With a great overtake.
There we go. That should be that done. And, yeah, well, a couple of laps here still to go. And
is that a new race position for Haas?
Do we stay with? How long have we been going here? Let's maybe stay with it. I don't think the episode's been too long so far, and it's only a short lap. So the last 8 or so laps should take about what 10 minutes. Maybe that is a little bit long. I'll come back if there's anything exciting happening. All right, we are still stuck in this train. We are slowly recharging the battery here. Leclerc is a bit of a hard tyre muppet in front of us, so we'll try and get him done now with a bit of deploy. What we don't need, of course, is for cars in front of us to get away while we're trying to get this move done. Outside, is that possible? It doesn't look like it is. Inside there is possible, though, so that should be Leclerc out of the way on those hard tyres. And we've got, yeah, a few others to put. We just don't quite have enough battery life to be able to get this done as quickly as I would ideally like it to happen. There's 5 laps to go. And, yeah, I mean, I think this is the podium we're looking at in front of us, is it? Is that Russell and Ricciardo? So, yeah, I might need to bite the bullet here, do a couple of harvest laps, and then what I don't want to happen is for us to either lose DRS, obviously, or have somebody from behind us try and put a move on. There's Sainz on his hard tyres. If we could get a move done here, though, whilst harvesting, that would be a nice little bonus, wouldn't it? I don't know exactly how possible that's going to be. Not really. What's the tyre life looking like here? Yeah, I mean, these tyres are absolutely knackered, aren't they? So with... go away, Lando. Go away, Lando. Go away, Lando. Let's just deploy to make sure he stays behind us. And this is the issue we have. We've got Lando attacking us from behind, so we can't just sort of focus forward and make sure that we're, you know, getting these cars in front, because, yeah, Mr. Norris wants to be a pain in the backside as well. Here we go. I mean, our soft tyres are starting to hit a bit of a wall as well, so I've got to be a little bit careful of that. Let's see if we can put a move on Carlos Sainz on his hard tyres. That should be done, shouldn't it? If we have deploy and DRS as well. There we go. Can we get a move done on Sebastian Vettel now? I mean, the podium is right there. I mean, we've had 2 spins. Let's not forget that. I mean, where would we have been without those? I don't actually know. Even if we lost, say, 5 seconds each time, we were facing the wrong way in the barrier, though. I'd imagine it would be more like 7 seconds each time at least. We should be 14 seconds up the road of these guys. We should be, yeah, we should be in second place, maybe even threatening Verstappen on a good day. But instead, we are scrapping away with Vettel and Gasly and trying to scrounge onto the podium with 2 laps to go, which doesn't look like it's particularly possible, does it? Okay, so we are coming around to start the last lap. We are going to look for overtake. The battery's drained. We just don't have any battery to play with, and it's because Norris is behind us. We haven't been able at any point to properly charge the battery and have a go at this. This Mercedes does look a little bit of a sitting duck, though, although their tyres are just as bad as ours at this point as well, so maybe the medium tyre was the one to go on, as Norris, is he going to ruin our party here? We'll go deploy. We've just got to try and get it there in low fuel range, so let's maybe just take care of that situation as well. We can just get that back to the positive. I would feel a little bit better about life. Don't you dare, Lando. Don't you dare. Verstappen has won again, as he always seems to do. We're back into the positive, and I don't think we're going to have enough in us to get ahead of anybody here. So it's looking as though Mexico, with 2 spins, will be P7 for Logan Sargeant. That should have been so much more. Vettel on the podium, though, in an AlphaTauri. And, of course, Vettel was right in front of us at one point there, wasn't it? So, in hindsight, we needed to be on the medium tyre at the end there, didn't we? It just hung on better and was just as quick. So, we'll live and learn on that one. But, yeah, we do it fastest lap as well. So, that's going to mean 17.7 compared to, you know, that was just a brutal lap, wasn't it? But, yeah, we were quick at the start of the stint. We just didn't quite have what we needed at the end. Vettel wasn't the car in front of us, wasn't he, when we caught up to that group? So, perhaps that is the one that got away in terms of podiums. Ricciardo 4th will be a best result for the season for him. We've lost a little bit of ground to Gasly. That's now only 3 points, but equally we've pulled back some 5 points on Sainz, and that gap is now only 12 points. So the battle for 3rd in the drivers is truly hotting up, and Haas is still, we're just where we need to be, aren't we? Mercedes had a good day, but they're still too far back to catch us, I think. So that is that, guys. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Next week will be the last week of Kicking Haas, which is a little bit sad, isn't it? So it will be Brazil. We'll keep looking for the last podium of the series. Hopefully we didn't get it in Austin last episode. And yeah, let's hope it's a good one. Take care.